Okay. Alright, let's start the race then.
Gold. The throne room. Let's see what we got here. No magic, low HP, average stats.
So gold start, the fairy water can be used early on to try and defeat a early monster, but yeah, and they only have 9 strength. It's not that bad of a start actually, and if there's a town nearby, they can use that gold to get some gear. So you'll see LordoftheSynth is going back into the throne room to save, just in case he wants to run around a few times, look for a town.
As we're outside town, gets ready to combat. Trying to anyway. There we go.
Yeah, I didn't notice BlueLobstah saving, but he is going to get a nice fairy water target with the Magidrake. Doesn't get it on that hit, but he's 1 or 2 damage away. See if he can outlast it here.
Yep.
At 9 strength, you're doing 0 to 1 on the Magidrake, unfortunately. One more chance here. Is that enough? No.
No. Ooh.
Down he goes, and a full reset now. So he's going to have to reopen all the chests because he didn't go back into the throne room to save. He's going to have to start at the very beginning now.
Yep, kind of a low ball roll on the fairy water and a high roll on the HP.
Yeah, and fairy water does 9 to 16 damage, which is the same range as the hurt spell, and I think he rolled a 10. And Magidrake's, I think, can have up to 12 or 13 hit points, if I recall, and sometimes they have as low as 10 or 11, but he was unlucky. I think he did 12 damage, and it wasn't enough, so a little bit unfortunate luck for BlueLobstah. Let's see if he does better this time around.
Level 2 LordoftheSynth gets hurt and sleep, and some moderate stack gains.
The Magidrake is back for more. Let's see what happens this time. It's the same enemy. He's going to use the same strategy. This time he rolls an 11, and it just goes down in flames here.
Alright, there you have it. Levels ahoy. Same deal. Both of them now have hurt and sleep, so basically the fairy water is now in play for both of them at all times. Ooh, metal slime, and never mind, it's gone.
Yeah, that's not even very far away. We've got metal slimes over here mingling with the rogue scorpions, so it's going to be a little bit tough for the near future. LordoftheSynth was probably just kind of looking out to see if there was a town up there in those plain styles. There hasn't really been any sightings of caves and towns yet, right? So you might be stuck just grinding. Sometimes this gold start, Seawolf, as you know, it's like a little bit of a wild goose chase. Sometimes you're trying to hang on to this gold, and if there's nothing nearby, it just is, you know, kind of a waste.
Yeah, you gotta wonder if it's worth your time and trouble to try. And ooh, Sparkle Bridge. 2 Sparkle Bridges.
That is some crazy geography.
Yeah, the gold is here, but you have it in your pocket, but obviously you have to walk through town. Level 1, no, you're naked, you have a few spells, your name.
Oh.
20 points max.
Ghost with the Hurtmore spell, one-shots LordoftheSynth, and he's doing what I think is the smart move of not restarting, so he's just taking less gold. Still going to look for a town, and, you know, if he can't afford any of the weapons with the less gold that he has, then he'll have the option to restart from his save file that he made earlier, but for now, just keeping the experience that he's been gaining and just kind of continuing to look around.
Fair enough. BlueLobstah, meanwhile, just dedicated to the grind. BlueLobstah is level 4 now. HP not going too fast, but MP is fine.
He's learning the bad news about their Hurtmore from the Ghost. So at level 4, are still only doing 2 damage to a Ghost, which means they haven't gotten a whole lot of strength increases since that 9 that they started with. Yeah, but they do have the Hurt spell and the Sleep spell at their disposal.
Yeah, the gains have been 1 per level. LordoftheSynth probably just want to stay the MP for, you know, what should be a harmless Ghost, but haha, randomizer. So that changed in a hurry.
And it looks like on BlueLobstah's screen, we also end up getting Heal and Stop Spell in the near future. So they have actually some pretty good spells to work with in the early game. Yeah, these enemies should be no problem.
Level 2 was Hurt and Sleep, level 3 was Heal and Stop Spell, and a whole bunch of, I think it was like 31 MP at level 3. So, playing magic in the back pocket.
Even the skeleton, I mean, just like LordoftheSynth is doing, he's going to go ahead and use his Fairy Water, which is the same as if he casted Hurt. So you put it to sleep first. If it stays asleep, a couple of hurt spells, and that's 25 experience and level 4.
Yeah, Skeleton in the vanilla game is the most dangerous monster in the first part of the game. If you go towards coal and towards Swamp Cave, Skeleton's kind of at the top of the food chain there. But same rules apply. Sleep spell and 2 hurts will put it down.
Scorpion, a really nice enemy early on. That goes down quickly for LordoftheSynth. 16 experience, and he's 1 Scorpion away from level 5. Gets a Drakey instead. And BlueLobstah is going to take down a Skeleton for level 5. So this is pretty close in the early going, just maybe a half a minute apart with the experience run here. Some good stats on level 5, but no spells. Looks like there's not a lot of ways you can walk to the south. It's just kind of a dead end in that desert. And then the coastline just kind of goes up to the east here. We saw those bridges kind of leading not to anywhere too exciting. So looks like LordoftheSynth maybe is trying to grind up a little money and actually going to be like saving his progress with the money by refilling his MP at the old man. Now that he has the heal spell, he can refill his HP. So trying to do this in order to save a little bit of money, probably.
Yeah, BlueLobstah is dedicated to the actual combat and grinding. Synth is keeping pace fairly well, but it's also trying to do long-term thoughts where money can buy an item. Oh, Metal Slimes also have Fire Breath.
Oh, BlueLobstah actually has done 2 damage, I think. He's going to attempt to heal here, but it's been blocked.
Oh, stop spell.
Oh, he got stop spelled and just forgot, I guess. I actually didn't see that part of the... so stop spell and Fire Breath for the Metal Slime. I think he did 2 damage, so if he had just taken a swing there, he actually may have had a shot.
Yeah, with the Fire Breath as well. A heal wouldn't save you from Fire Breath. I've just lunged, but again, BlueLobstah's the newer player. Has done good work. BlueLobstah's obviously still in the tournament, so good credit.
Oh, this wolf is a really juicy enemy when you have sleep and hurt and heal. It's just like that's a perfect combination of spells where you can almost always take this guy down if he doesn't have any abilities, and he's 40 experience. And you'll find these guys right in those secondary zones, which are safe from the really bad monsters. There's a zone north and south of the castle, and another one east and west of the castle. So I'm going to guess this one is north, the north zone. And if he can just find that wolf a few more times, he can get a couple of quick levels here.
Meanwhile, BlueLobstah trying to sneak with the hurt spell, get past the defense, and kills the rogue Scorpion.
Oh man, that's a really big kill for this portion of the game.
Power
points. Another spell, level 6. Repel, which could be useful.
Later on. You're seeing Scorpions again. Scorpions, their trick in this game is high agility. Low HP, high agility, so punching them is usually a bad idea until you have really overwhelming power. But spells do damage range, so your defense doesn't matter. And
BlueLobstah again going to attempt the sleep strats on the Rogue Scorpion. Rogue Scorpions are only about half susceptible. It's somewhere in the range of 7 or 8 or 9 out of 16 resistance. So he tried the sleep strat that time, and he lost the coin flip and just got sent back to the castle.
Yeah, the early enemies, the wolf, the skeleton, don't really have much resistance at all to anything. Once you get higher up the game, the wyverns, the scorpions, things start having nominal resistance to sleep. 75, 25, 50, 50. And then endgame enemies typically just don't care, other than Snowman, of course.
Yeah, and so far we have seen exactly 1 location, which is Tentacle Castle. There are plenty of towns and caves somewhere on the map, but look at over here to the west across these bridges. It's just nothing. BlueLobstah found the dead end at the end of all this trail of bridges, so it looks like the only way to go actually is north up through these hills from start.
Yeah,
so it's a little bit one-directional on this map, and there are no towns and caves nearby.
Yeah, Magru's wonderful map makers, once again, torn the land asunder. Made a totally crazy spot here. Like, last few maps I've seen and played myself have been really windy, twisty things. So for all the winding here, you're correct, there's only one way to go. So it's a lot of...
You can see 5 bridges on the screen at the same time right now on BlueLobstah's screen. That's pretty serious. And level 6 for LordoftheSynth, just maybe a half a minute or a minute behind when BlueLobstah got it. So still a very slim lead for BlueLobstah. No items, no equipment of any kind. Not a whole lot of exploration has been done. Just a really slight experience lead so far.
Yeah, it's what the Raiders are looking for now. If they want to try and keep grinding experience points, looking for hopefully hurt more or heal more. Because you have hurt, you have heal. If you're still grinding experience points, you're looking for just either a better healing spell, so you can take a punch and run away, or hurt more just to kill what you see and shoot levels.
Yeah, it's interesting too, because with that early gold, typically the first thing that you're looking for is a weapon. But now that they have sleep and hurt, you don't really need a weapon for kind of a while if you have the hurt spell. Later on, of course, they're going to want to eventually get a weapon, but Right now, since they got these spells, they've kind of been content with just kind of sticking around home and just using what they have magic-wise to get some experience.
Speaking of magic-wise, Rogue Scorpions have a curveball in the back pocket, and they have hurt more.
Ooh, always tricky when you've run into several encounters and they just don't use anything, and then that 25% chance comes out and surprises you. So, interesting.
It makes it risky. You can fight them, you can put them to sleep and attempt to deal with the problems, but it's down to the back of your mind that if I see this enemy...
Wolf has hurt more as well. Now, they do actually have the stop spell in their arsenal, and the wolf will typically not have very much resistance. Now, the rogue scorpion could have plenty of resistance, but the maximum for a wolf is probably pretty low. So you're gonna want to, next time you're gonna face that wolf, you want to throw a stop spell out there, and then there'll probably be no issues.
Yeah, so LordoftheSynth fought, I think, 2 wolves so far. I was got lucky in that regard, because those are long fights too. There were sleeps and hurts and wake ups. So the wolf had plenty of chances to throw the fireball out.
Both runners have also amassed or at least saved a portion of their gold, somewhere in the 1 to 200 gold range. You could, if you happen to find a town with a copper sword for 180, that's a pretty good find right now. But again, they simply don't need it. They're using the spells really wisely. Between sleep and hurt and heal when you need it. And now we can have a couple of enemies where you could throw a stop spell at them. They're good to go here for a little while. They're both content to just trying to get level 7 for the most part here.
BlueLobstah in more Rogue Scorpions. Despite the spells, despite the power, insisting I'm the only BlueLobstah here. So
LordoftheSynth is checking out this zone to the west over by that peninsula that leads to nowhere. Across the bridge here seems to be more scorpions and other early game monsters over here. 337 is the number we're looking for level 7 for LordoftheSynth. BlueLobstah just attained that and is off and running right now. I don't know if he got anything significant on the level in order to prompt this exploration, but he's going for a walk.
It's a pretty big HP boost. I think it was 20 and change, if I recall.
Yeah, okay. So that'll help you survive a couple of hits from a green dragon like we just saw there. Took a second hit, went down to 4 HP, and was able to get away. The knight hits pretty hard as well, and unfortunately the knight also breathes fire, so down goes BlueLobstah. Didn't get very far on that particular excursion. We'll see if he wants to go back out there or if he wants to continue the grind here.
Yeah, there's nothing over here. Like, obviously, at some point you're going to have to go out and... You're level 7 now. Like, you have to, at some point, explore the world and see, let's find a cave or town.
Yeah, there's just not that many ways you can walk, so if it ends up being a little bit of a bottleneck situation, it's kind of tricky, but looks like you can continue more north, or you can follow this coastline to the northeast like BlueLobstah just tried to do. So it looks like it might open up here. They just haven't really gone very far yet. An epic battle here with the Warlock for LordoftheSynth, and that takes him very close to level 7. Still has some resources, so he'll heal up, try and find one more enemy. Some sort of scorpion would do it. Drakey, not enough.
Free kill, but not enough yet.
Just a quick recap of what we're doing here. Eventually, they're going to want to find some towns and caves in order to find the 3 quest items for the game, which is the Staff of Rain, which you acquire en route from finding the Silver Harp. Then you also have to find the token and the Stones of Sunlight. Trade them all in to make a rainbow drop so that you can have access to the final dungeon. In addition to those 3 quest items, you'll typically want to eventually find Erdrick's Sword and Erdrick's Armor. So those are the 5 big important things, and what is this dungeon? It looked like the Grave for a second, but now I'm not so sure. It might be Swamp North.
I think it's Swamp North. Or actually maybe it's Swamp South, because he walked, BlueLobstah only walked a few steps and then stopped. So it could
I think he walked south though, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
So he's at the north entrance, I believe.
Anyway, also, fair notice, right outside the cave as well is Charlock, so right by that cave is also the Charlock wall.
And it looked like you can walk around it and enter it from that side, right? So we're not entirely sure. Sometimes you see the back of it and you can't actually get to it, which is always amusing, but...
BlueLobstah with fury and rage, in the darkness kills the middle slime.
Ooh, Metal Slime 255. So now the experience lead goes up quite a bit. He's about a full level ahead. Level 8 brought some stats. Didn't see any big spells, but... And this is actually a reasonable zone here. We got Drakeemas popping up, so... I think... Well, let's see.
Might be a mountain cave, because...
Yeah, the way he just started twisting and turning, I'm not sure now where he is, but...
Now we're in trouble, because that's the Armored Knight.
Yeah, so Armored Knights are one of the two enemies that are incredibly difficult to run from, and they're also, you know, they pack a big punch, so... AK-47 for the initials, you know, AK for Armored Knight. They, and in this stage of the game, oftentimes are just going to send you packing.
Here's another long stroll on the Metal Slime.
Finds another one and gets away, no problem. Wow, maybe they got some agility in the last couple levels.
I don't know.
Metal Slime victory for Lord of the Synth here would kind of even the score in that regard, and down it goes. So very nice that they both were able to get Metal Slimes at around the same time in the race. Kind of evens things up. They're both on level 8 now. BlueLobstah with a slight exploration edge, I guess. He's seen a couple of places, but nothing too crazy yet. And Lord of the Synth is on the move. Here he goes to the east.
And now that he's there... No, I got good match points too, so plenty of, ooh, Poltergeist took a baby breath, thankfully. So, a lot of abilities this race. So a lot of monsters have extra little tricks to up their sleeves. Like I said before, the bottleneck to be a thing here, but right past this swamp, things get nasty. You got dragons, you got stone men, you got knights, so things get turned real hard south when you get past that swamp.
Yeah, BlueLobstah seems like he made it pretty far to the east. Actually, they're in the same general area now. Both having the same idea. And there are red dragons kind of like in this... It's almost a bottleneck. I think you can probably walk around these. But yeah, if you happen to encounter a red dragon right now, that is the worst case scenario. 51 damage in a single attack. Lord of the Synth just has to go back home. Try again.
The Armored Knight is bad. Red Dragon is worse.
Yes. BlueLobstah's had some really good luck against these rogue scorpions, but this time, not so much.
Yeah, this time opened up with the hurt more, and that was the end of that. So, just in sleep. No.
I haven't noticed if he's actually tried the stop spell against them.
Not yet. No, he's been satisfied sleeping and burning to death when they're asleep.
Yeah, sleep is like a 50-50 proposition approximately, and if they do land, if it does land and they do happen to stay asleep, it only takes sometimes 3 hurt spells because they have relatively low HP for how tough of a monster they are. It's like a low HP but high defense type monster.
Yes, the Scorpion claim to fame. The whole family has that trait where they're in the zone, probably lower HP than you expect, but if you try to do physical attacks, it's much tougher. And running from them is also going to be tough to do because they're also high agility.
Right. Yes. And so, yeah, they're pretty much forced, I think, to go in this direction every time, right, Seawolf? I think it's pretty much east through this little swamp every time. I think northwest turned out to be nothing.
You cross the swamp, it's only you're in Charlock. You have knights and stone men and dragons.
Yeah, the red dragon is almost right in that little alleyway. Here's another cave if you can wrap around this water.
And we can.
And Lord of the Synth is hugging the north coast, so going in a slightly different direction. He's about to find the same couple of locations BlueLobstah found a couple minutes ago. Maybe we'll get a better idea if this is Swamp Cave or Mountain Cave.
And Lobstah heads towards this other unknown cave down south.
Oh, it's the Grave. You can go north and south here.
Okay,
so, and I don't think BlueLobstah made it to any chests. Let's see if Lord of the Synth can make a beeline for those 3 chests. They're not very far away.
Yeah, 3 chests on top there, all you can get. But again, 3 chests early game. Could be a key, could be a sword, could be armor. Could be
And which one is this? It's going to be the Rainbow Drop Cave for BlueLobstah.
You found the Jerk Cave, so... Well, it's Charlock, so Charlock is right above us, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like we have the right edge of the world, and that's a funny... I think the way that they originally went is how you get to the entrance for Charlock, but if you happen to go this way, you, as you can see, there's just a wall in your way, so that happens
that's the case, because otherwise, if from what I've seen, on the top and the bottom of the world there, each choices are either the top round works, or there's a swamp cave entrance right next to Charlock.
Yeah, because, I mean, I think they're at the right edge of the eastern edge of the world, so, yeah, you're not going to be able to approach it from the east. Interesting. And they can continue much further to the south. It looks like they're wrapping around Tantacle in kind of a spiral. Heading north and then east and now all the way down south here.
I think
There seems to be a bridge which goes west from down here, but there's a red dragon in the way, so...
Yeah, about that.
That's pretty unfortunate. Yeah, we have a lot of deaths. Sometimes we have little death counters where we keep track of such things. They're probably both nearing double digits for deaths now at the 20-minute mark, so kind of a little bit of a tough seed with the monsters that are right outside the early zones.
Yeah, your lack of gear and your, well, we're still relying on basically sleep and hurt, and you're getting strong enough to punch things now. But you're still, a naked warrior with a, spellbook.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they haven't found a town makes it a little tough. Somehow LordoftheSynth is still holding on to 800 gold here. Did he open a chest?
Yeah, chest. I think it was gold, torch.
Oh, there were 2 chests and he lost half the gold. Okay, gotcha. So yeah, I mean, right now, if he happened to make a huge run and find a town, he could actually afford some gear. And another metal slime for BlueLobstah takes another big lead here. Jump to level 9. Let's see if we get any spells here.
Good stats. Outside.
Yep, outside. That'll help in some cases from dungeons, but right now it's probably not exactly what they were hoping for. And yeah, I don't know what their other stats are looking like in terms of strength, but they're still mostly just using the hurt spell, which...
Yeah.
And BlueLobstah continues to try and go after these rogue scorpions, and he has not been successful lately.
That was kind of a Justice Rider running a punch at the face of it and did like 4 damage, and it didn't care, just breathed fire on him, killed him.
Yeah.
If he didn't sleep and hurt, he obviously win the fight, but he decided, like, I gained a level, I got experience points, let's punch this thing. And broke his hand.
Yeah.
So.
I'm hoping that eventually one of them will try the stop spell and see if it lands. If it doesn't land, then maybe you just give up on that idea, but... Meanwhile, we have Warlocks are a little bit easier at this stage of the game. We're picking them off pretty easy for 28 experience.
Yeah, the Warlocks have sleep though. They're not tough. They're squishy, but they can make a fight last longer than it has.
A little bit inefficient at this point. Yep. If only there was a way to stop the spell. All right, we're going back to the grave now. BlueLobstah doesn't have a light source. Maybe one of the players that just doesn't really do the caves in the dark, but he's going to give it a little effort here.
Yeah, LobStah's
and it's getting another metal slime. Man, they're popping up all over the place.
Yeah, the infuse zone's nice. LobStah's definitely a newer player. Whether you want to use a map and bomb through that way or have it memorized, depending on who you are, there's options there. But some players will not do caves in the dark just for the risk of... Not so bad in these caves. Like, if you get lost in this cave, you walk around to get killed, it's fine. You get lost in Tablet Cave, you got a serious problem. There's just no way to escape. But now with the outside spell, it's a moot point.
LordoftheSynth runs away from a red dragon like it's standing still. Confirms the entryway to Charlock here, and that's the path that we saw from the south. It gets blocked, so you have to approach it up here from the north. And this looks like the north coast as well, Seawolf, right? So this is like the very corner of the map.
Yeah, so I'm reckoning that once they head south, they're going to find Swamp Cave, and the whole west of the map will probably be a whole other continent. Because unless it's super windy down here and comes back around, like everything's pointing east, and that's the end of the world right there east. So
yeah, that's why I think the whole thing is looking like kind of a spiral shape, where Tantacle is kind of central. You had to go north to get out of the area, and then you go east over to this region, and then it looked like you go way down to the south, and there were some bridges going west. But they just can't get that far because all these monsters just have all these abilities, and they're just dying over and over. We haven't been able to walk far enough to find a single town yet.
Oh. Synth escaping the scorpion with the hurt more. The monsters are not pulling punch anymore. The first 2 levels, like level 3, level 4, LobStah was killing rogue scorpions. Now suddenly, those was killing them back and forth at level 8 and 9. So they're getting angry as time goes on.
These kind of seeds can be frustrating when you're getting sent home and it's just always the same path. Like you always have to walk northeast and through this little swamp, like in order to get anywhere. You know what I mean? It's like one little path. You have to walk all this way, so you're retracing the same path over and over every time you die. It makes staying alive actually fairly important because you don't want to keep walking over places that you've already been to.
Yeah, unfortunately, it sometimes works that way with monster zones. The race that me and Jacobus had 2 years ago, that went on for 3 hours, was because every single zone had fire-breathing enemies, and literally you had to, with the same.
And you had to walk through there every time, right? Yeah, we call those the bottleneck seeds, and it doesn't happen too often. But this is kind of seeming like one a little bit, but it's not quite so bad. And we have a town finally on Lord of the Synth screen. If you can survive these these enemies here. A little sleep war. It looked like, okay, he's got the Wyvern asleep.
I mean, at this point, I just supposed to run away.
I think this might give him a level, though, or it's very close to giving him a level. But unfortunately, and he had the gold, too. He had 540 gold. If he could have killed that Wyvern, he would have had hand axe money or whatever else. Or you would have had enough for a stack of keys. Now, BlueLobstah has some money, so he is going to the key shop. Let's see how many keys he can afford here.
2 keys.
This is pretty big, though. This is big. The first one to get here. This opens up a few possibilities already.
Lobstah got a stack. Lobstah will be fine.
Nice.
So you leave town, come back, open up that one chest, head back to Tangel.
He'll still have copper sword money after this 6 keys. So you might want to check the chest or the shop on the way out also. But yeah, you definitely want to spend the 2 keys to open the one chest. It could be something important. And then, as you said, on the next death, you have the Tentacle Treasury waiting for you.
Once out of town, Drakimo's tops up. Lobstah scowls angrily and just runs away. Not Drake, I got keys.
Just the fairy water in the chest, unfortunately, but it's one less thing now that you have to worry about, something being there. And we are going to go see what's in the shop. As Lord of the Synth finally did get his level 9. Oh, this guard is just standing in the way. I often wonder why we haven't just removed all the NPCs from the game by now, but what are you going to do? Chainmail purchase. Very nice. Defensive equipment.
Yeah, no weapons there. 2 shields, small and large. Chainmail.
That's interesting. I don't know how far that was from where they saw the grave, but if you could pop back in there and grab those 2 chests out of the grave, you'd have yourself a large shield and whatever else. But it's probably not quite close enough to deal with that. But we have another cave and a couple of towns, so BlueLobstah with the exploration lead now.
Lobstah hitting up Breckenary, unfortunately.
Probably just looking to see what's here for later. You can't afford much, but if there's like a silver shield, the magic armor's here for later. Even making note of the broadsword in case there's no gold grinds. You sometimes want to make sure you know where the broadsword is. He'll pick up the bamboo pole, though, just for fun.
And probably the dragon scale coming up now as well.
Well, he has 28 gold, so you can 1 torch and 1 dragon scale. Pretty much if you don't want to use the inn.
LordoftheSynth finds Rumildar.
Oh, he's got a torch already, so it's only cost 6 gold at this particular inn. So if he needs a refresh here, he still has enough gold to do so.
And he shall.
And Lord of the Synth seems to just be like consistently 1 or 2 minutes behind with the exploration. Finds Rumildar now. Kind of, tracing each other's steps because the map is pretty one-directional.
Alright. We find Cantlin.
And we do have keys, of course, so you might as well go down to this wizard's house here. If you can survive the walk, you can get some coordinates for one of our 3 search spots for an important item.
Help me, young man. I dropped all of my glasses.
Lord of the Synth, after buying keys, didn't really have enough to afford any equipment. So he's going to spend the 2 keys here to get his fairy water and be on his way. He does have just enough to stay at the inn here if he wants to do that.
Odd corners.
41 or 47 and 1. What do you think? Is that countable? Unfortunately, it's south. If it was
might
east,
not be a straight shot.
if it was 47 east, I feel like that's the direction they keep walking. But 47 south is like you have to like do that spiral all the way around
I'm not sure
to
if
get
you,
there. So that's
I'm not sure
kind
if
of
you
tough.
can. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can actually can't go.
I think it's probably right near where they are. It's just you spiral all the way around from Tantagle. But anyways, here's the treasury.
Free dragon scale. Magic key refund. Gold.
Gold in the
Mine's
top
possible.
left, important to note that. And it's Erdrick's!
Token.
Oh. Well, you need to find that eventually, I suppose. But, and now with the gold chest, he can go back to this shop, and this you can top off your keys. You probably spent 3 or 4 keys over the last couple minutes. Choosing completely not to do that, just bypassing the key shop. Let's go see what's in the basement.
Yeah, the one treasury shop, one treasury chest was a key as well, so if you get a gold grind going, like saying this possible swamp cave down here, it appears to be.
And Lord of the Synth,
Or
following the footsteps, he's going to see the Breckenary shop. What? So which cave was this? Sorry.
This is Swamp North.
Alright, he's going to use sleep strats as opposed to the wolf has hurt more, right? So
Yes.
stop spell might be worthwhile. Here's a hurt more. He can survive it though. They have gained some hit points in the last level or two. So he
Less
takes it down.
depressing. It's not like you're hoping like I don't cast hurt more, I'll die instantly. Just get enough hit points, you can start, take the punch and just,
Yeah, just
roll
going
your
for
eyes
speed.
and hurt spell out there.
Looks like not going to bother to check the spike tile guarding the princess right now. He does have coordinates, so he does know that the princess would maybe be useful in this situation, but maybe feels like he doesn't really quite have the means to defeat any of the guardians.
I have the stick. Yeah, I'd find something better.
So far, this second continent's looking pretty small, but it's possible that it might open up through this little passageway here. And we're going to get a look at the secret shop. What was this? Is there anything good here? It is. The silver shield is here. All right.
Important note, no. And also the gold chest in the treasury. Oh, lobster goes down.
Ooh, that's tough when you're that far out on the overworld, but
As I was
back he
saying before,
goes.
we have the treasury grind available to us with the top left chest.
So I wonder if he'll go back through Swamp Cave, which is in the basement here, just to continue that exploration, or... Well, now he might go get some gold.
More scales, key fund, empty, and gold. LordoftheSynth walking on glass to find the truth of the matter.
Yeah, whatever this is, it looks like it really hurts. Screen flashes red every step.
The manual says something about electrified tiles, I think way back in the day, if I remember from my old NES.
Electrified? They have electricity in this universe?
I don't recall what it says. I'm trying to think back. It's been a solid 30 years since I read it. So,
it hurts though, whatever it is. Does lots of damage. Looks like he is going to be able to get out though, and might want to take an inn stop, except you can't really afford it. You might have to sell an herb or two in order to get to the inn here.
And Caitlin has the most expensive inn in the game as well. So
Yeah, that's what I mean. He has 78 gold, so he can't afford the inn here. Let's see what he decides to do.
You can just go down south at the Breckenary, right? You're actually one 4 steps from Breckenary right now.
Oh, is that it? Okay. Yeah, they are pretty close then. And Star Wyvern, BlueLobstah engaging in battle here.
Ooh, finally
Not afraid to tackle some of the tough monsters.
Well, Star Wyvern casts Hurt, which is a very small damage spell, and LordoftheSynth also has finally used Stop Spell. So when Stop Spell happens, when Stop Spell actually takes effect, all spells are blocked by that monster for the rest of the fight. So now Hurt spells doing 3 rounds of combat.
They hit pretty hard though. He almost got one shot, but he had... Yeah, oof. Okay. Living dangerously. He's going to cast a couple of hurts. I think he's going to eventually get this Star Wyvern. It's just a pretty good strategy. Staying healed up anytime he happens to take the physical damage. And in between the spell castings that fizzle, he's throwing his own hurt out there. Takes about 6 hurt spells to beat a Star Wyvern, but You can eventually get it for 105 experience, but wow, this is an epic battle at this point.
Yeah, it's something good to have. If it goes to level, it's nice to do, but I wouldn't make this a common thing. Using all of your MP, using all of your time, and the Wyvern, if it decides to attack 3 or 4 times in a row, it actually will win the fight.
Yeah, he can out-hit your heal spell for the most part, so this is starting to get a little dicey. It is starting to attack. It might be 50% hurt at this point. And right now, it's not bothering to cast any... Oh, no, and he tries to run at the last minute for... Man, if you're in that deep, I feel like you might as well just keep going, but... He decided to run away and was blocked. It's actually a relatively difficult monster to run from. Here's 2 caves for Lord of the Synth.
First up is the Bono's Cave. So, fresh off the heels of our critical hit, we have the Bono's Cave. Survey says... More gold!
More gold for Lord of the Synth, and he's on very low resources, so I don't even know if he can get back to a town for any gear. He wasn't able to actually afford any equipment when he was at those towns.
And we have Tablet Cave.
Yeah, this is interesting. So I think BlueLobstah got sniped before he got this far to the west, so he didn't get to these caves yet. So if something important is down here in Tablet Cave, he's going to have to come back here eventually.
Yeah, it could be a big difference.
They haven't found any quest items or Erdrick's gear yet, so...
They found the one token.
Oh, they found the token, that's right, yeah. Ooh, just the wings.
And Red Bull. So
and he doesn't have the MP right now to cast outside. He's going to have to walk all the way back out. That's pretty unfortunate. An extra 30 seconds here for Lord of the Synth just to get outside, and then... I don't know if he's going to try and walk. I think this is a dead-end zone here, so he might try to walk back to those towns for some
Synth has a pair of wings. You just throw the wings in the air and head back to the castle.
That's true, if you wanted to go home right now. Has he already been home to check the treasury, though? So, maybe not.
Not sure, actually.
We don't have a token marked off for him, so...
That's going to mention, by the way, our tracker. NYC guy.
Back to the grave goes BlueLobstah. I don't know if he ever made it to these 3 chests for the first time, but he's going back there now. He actually knows of the, where the gold chest is in the treasury, so if maybe he already made it here, but now he's going to try and set up a gold grind. Seawolf, what do you think?
That's really possible. And also, with keys now, Lobster can go down south and actually go to the other chests.
Yep. So if he hadn't made it here before, he is pretty much almost all the way there. He's got 2 out of the 3 chests opened, which actually is enough to set up the gold grind if he's unsuccessful here. What he'll have to do is actually open all 3 of the other chests first, and he has to open the one in the middle last. And he can grind some money right now if he wants. And Lord of the Synth actually does make it back to the town on very low resources, with about 1,000 gold, so he's got enough for the large shield or maybe a hand axe.
Offense, defense. Not the shot.
Back into the secret shop. You can always top off in your keys here too, although it's fairly expensive.
Yeah, you always pay Caitlin prices.
He just grabs 2 keys. Maybe he wants to keep large shield money, which is right here.
Ta-da! Wait,
but no, he's passing on the large shield. What did he have in mind? Maybe he saw a hand axe. We shall see. And what happened with BlueLobstah here?
Random gold.
Oh, there he is. Okay. I thought that it was the middle chest, but it's apparently the top left chest that has the gold. So good thing he took the notes and it wasn't me playing because that would have messed it up.
Yeah, top left was gold, the center was token, bottom left was the key, and the bottom right was the scale.
Okay, so maybe he went with the hand axe instead. Okay, interesting. So passing on the large shield for now, grabs the hand axe and the leather armor, and enough gold for the inn. And Lord of the Synth is going to continue on his way, doing a pretty good job of staying alive in general. On these maps that kind of just go on in one direction. Like we were saying before, it's unfortunate to end up back at the castle and have to just walk all the way back to where you just were.
Alright, Lobster is cashing in all the gold possible.
Yeah, no, I don't know if he actually saw all of this equipment or if he's just hoping, but we definitely saw on somebody's screen a silver shield somewhere. I don't remember the flame shield sword.
Silver shield's in the secret shop of Caitlin. Lobstah, I don't think checked all the shops.
There
in
was a
Caitlin, so
there was a magic armor somewhere too. I can remember that. I don't remember seeing a flame sword yet, but
nor have I. But
there was a broadsword though.
Broadsword in Caitlin as well. So Lobstah not saving. Lobstah opting to cash in all that gold and then walk out of town.
That is a bold move. No save. That's the second time today he's done that.
I will clench until this is resolved.
Not saving the money. If he takes a death, he'll still have silver shield money. So.
Speaking of fancy findings, LordoftheSynth finds coal.
Yeah, there's a free search item here.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, sometimes it's just nothing there, but we have another large shield available here, full plate, but nothing too exciting. He doesn't have any money. What do we have?
The death necklace.
Fortune smiled upon him. So the death necklace could be useful later on. That's typically an item that you'll see in the end game when they acquire very high HP, unnecessarily high HP that you're not really using. Death necklace trades in 25% of your hit points in order to gain 10 more attack power. So in certain stat progression situations, it can be a way of getting to the Dragon Lord fight a little bit sooner than you would have.
Lobster pays dearly for his hubris.
Another rogue scorpion death for Lobstah. I feel like that has been like the epic encounter. He had a couple of early victories, remember, like level 5 or 6.
Yeah,
he was taking down rogue scorpions. He's like, oh, this is no problem.
I said before.
And then just
level
like,
4 or
no.
5, they're roll over and die. And level 8, 9, like, no, that's not this crap.
Right.
It's a fight between two blue.
So now he's just lost half of his gold, which in this case was 17,000 gold, just goes to the king.
Stonks following.
And he runs almost immediately into an armored knight, which are very hard to run from. And there goes another 8,500 gold. So now he just doesn't even have enough for any of the no flame sword, no silver shield. This king is just taking your money. It's very.
Every time you go back to the room, he's got like 6 times, he's got like some big gold chains on. Next time he's got teeth all gold.
Right.
And now the third time, he's got like big rings on every finger. It's like, Your Majesty, are you doing something to me when I'm dead? He's like, oh, no, nothing at all.
Man, it's a hefty price to pay for resurrection.
Meanwhile, it's pimp your throne room.
This looks like Swamp North for LordoftheSynth. He's heading through, this was in the basement, right? So he's checked the basement. He'll head over to the second continent, which I don't think was fully cleared by BlueLobstah. He took a death while he was over there.
Yeah, it was the, I believe the Star Weapon fight.
Yeah, so we'll see if there's anything actually over here. A lot of times, the second continent can just be empty sometimes, because it's much smaller, typically, than the first continent. And if it is, then you could just have the exit Swamp Cave and just nothing else. But we'll see. He's going to check it out.
We're still missing Mountain Cave, we're missing Hawk's Nest, and missing Garanham. So I think that's all the things we're missing still.
Yeah, you might be right. We have seen Stone's Cave and Tablet Cave and the 2 trading caves. We saw the grave, obviously. So yeah, Mountain Cave is somewhere.
Ooh. Maybe right there. Hello, cave. Was that the... That's
Hawk's Nest and Garanham. Yeah, it sounds about right.
Again, this map, this part of the caves, this continent is also the far east. So now we're in the south of the map. Still on the far east edge.
Yeah, so
everything's
we'll have to see if it wraps to the west or if... Yeah.
So either down here or up above there. There's going to be some horrifyingly long like land bridge to the west, because...
Yep. This first continent, though, look at how windy, like...
Jeez.
What's happening?
If only the Sparkler Bridge was there.
Alright, so it was a small continent. Maybe BlueLobstah did manage to see all this. But there's nothing over here, so... tossing up the wings, LordoftheSynth. I don't know if they have the return spell, I guess.
No.
Just... Okay, so it decides to use the wings in order to quickly get back home.
Level 10 for Lobstah. Big
and
stats.
I wonder if he's going to be walking right by the grave. I wonder if LordoftheSynth will now dive into the... try and get to the bottom.
This is an axe now, it's an extra gear. Lobstah level 10.
Now, BlueLobstah didn't actually go to the bottom,
No,
right?
no.
He got sniped after the second chest and decided on that gold grind, which he still has about 9,000 of it in his pocket. If he can ever get back to a town, he can at least get maybe some mid-sized gear, broadsword, full pleat. So, this town I don't think had much. Or did it have the magic armor? It might have had the magic armor, actually. Let's see. Survey says... Nope, this is the one that had not much. So he'll upgrade to the large shield, which is a good buy anyways.
Now, if you head northwest, you can find 2 other towns there. And you can use a broadsword or hand axe.
Yeah, one of them had a magic armor, I think, so he might end up having to make a decision between broadsword and magic armor.
Alright.
Yeah, so we are back in the grave for Lord of the Synth. I figured now he was going to be walking right past it. You might as well try and get to the bottom chest. He'll open the top ones just to set the gold grind here, but then he'll probably try and get to the bottom. And again, they're looking for 2 key items and 2 Erdrick's gear. So, you know, they've opened a lot of chests, so chances are there could be something important in the bottom of this grave.
Yeah, we're running out of spots there. We haven't seen any cursed belts either, so all the star spots of our knowledge are available.
Yeah, so we still have Hawksness search spot. We have the Cantlin coordinates that haven't been tracked down yet by either player. So I don't know if anybody's going to go rescue Gwaelin anytime soon. We seem to have like the mediocre ability where we may not be able to actually fight a Guardian yet, so they've been putting that off.
Again, the Blue Dragon, Axe, Armor Knight, and Red Dragon seem to be tough enough customers that they're not going to stand out. There's no tricks to them. They're just going to punch you repeatedly until they kill you. So you may have to actually have heal more to stand up to them.
Alright, so BlueLobstah finds the dead end to the west of this town. You have to go further south and then to the west, I think, to make progress. And we are in the bottom sections now for Lord of the Synth. Let's see what this chest is, if you can get past the Wolf Lord here. And he is getting close to level 10, and BlueLobstah just recently got level 10. So experience still somewhat close. I think BlueLobstah got 1 more metal slime than Lord of the Synth did, right? And which is pretty much the difference.
Alright, Garenham 2 has an herb. And Lobster finds Hawksness. He says, nope.
Takes the board about 4 or 5 steps in and says, wait, I don't know if I can beat anything. So he'll make a note of that for later.
Yeah, in my left hand I have the shield and the heal spell, and my right hand I have the stick. I'll come back later.
Those seem to be defense breaking the Spectre, one of the lower middle game enemies. So that large shield purchase is helpful in a lot of ways. And what was over here? I don't know if we saw over here.
Not yet. Big stat gain here. 2 power only, but agility and hit points. We're shooting up. Garenham.
Okay.
Garenham took away a weird little spot. It's like not in a normal place to walk.
Oh, there's the flame sword there. Oh my gosh, look at it. He had the money for all of this. Now he's going to be a little short. Now, if there happens to be like 1 or 2 gold chests in the back here, we could see a potential situation to try and, quickly get some flame sword money, but it depends on how many keys he still has knocking around. He only has 2 keys. Ooh, gross. So he'll use his second to last key here.
It might be a key fund. We'll find out.
Oh, it's Erdrick's armor.
Armor up. Ribbit.
Great find for BlueLobstah.
Silver harp. Alright, so 2 endgame items are found in Garen's.
Yeah, and he recently saw the harp trading cave. It's not that far from here.
And down below is Mountain Cave.
Yeah, it's the only possibility, right? It was the only cave we haven't seen. Had to be in behind Garenham. And Lord of the Synth is finally going to get down to this bottom chest, it looks like. He's getting a little low on resources, but as long as it's just specters and weaker enemies, he should have no problem.
And gold grind's probably in the future, so dying is not really a problem. As long as you get the chest.
Yeah, you definitely want to get this chest first. Oh, Fighter's Ring as well on BlueLobstah's side, and just gold, unfortunately, for Lord of the Synth. So, bottom of the grave is going to turn out to not be important, and so BlueLobstah actually may never end up going down there, which is to his advantage.
Let's see if I find another mountain cave. If it's sword, stones, and something else here as well. Just to be like, never mind. Believe.
Yeah, so what did we see so far? We had the harp and the armor in Garenham, and now we got the Fighter's Ring down here.
Curse belt, so we know certain spots are important. At least one is, and we know Cole has the death necklace. So
Cole had the death necklace. Yep.
magic key, so key fund for Lobstah. Torch.
Yeah. From our perspective, though, these are the last chests. There won't be any more chests if he can get to this last one. So
Yeah,
if the Stones of Sunlight isn't here, it's going to be on a search spot.
Yep. The stones might be on the overworld. It could be in Hawk's Nest.
And there were coordinates, so it does have to be one of the 7 items. It could be the fairy flute, but if it's not that, then it has to be one of the important items.
The fairy flute, sword, stones to remain. The sword can still be in Charlock, so the sword might very well be in Charlock.
BlueLobstah going to have another battle with this Rogue Scorpion. I haven't noticed if he's actually gone with the stop spell strat yet, but right now he's just going to war. He's laying down the hurt.
I think it's more just rage at this point. It's just simply it's the 10th time in bet. It's gone on for far too long.
And the printing press is in overdrive here for Lord of the Synth, getting all sorts of money. And here we go, the last chest. It is the herb! So Stones of Sunlight are going to be on one of the 2 search spots. Could be in Hawk's Nest, could be on those coordinates, 47 south, 1 east.
Speaking of rage, Lobstah tears the metal slime in half.
That's yet another metal slime kill for BlueLobstah. I think is that 4? It's at least 2 more than Lord of the Synth has had.
I think it's 4 this race. I think he's killed at least.
He's killed 4,
sure,
I think.
4 possibly.
Might be 3. And he is about 1 metal slime ahead again.
Yep, I think Lobstah's trying to die here though.
He is defense breaking the Rogue Scorpion, it looks like, with the Urgix gear and the large shield, so makes it a little more difficult sometimes to take a Death Orb. You gotta find something stronger. Now the Rogue Scorpion does have the hurt more, right? But well, he is using stop spell strat, so he's just basically grinding this level here.
And with the heal spell outside of combat, I think Lobstah is giving up on dying in this cave, because otherwise he wouldn't catch.
He might not be interested in gold grinding anymore. He's got a bunch of gold. He might want to actually get out of this cave and just grind up the 9800 for that flame sword that he just saw the old-fashioned way.
I don't think so, then you just cast outside.
Nah, he's grinding. He wants this level.
My brain.
I'm not sure. We'll have to see.
To be fair,
he does seem to be kind of walking out, but maybe... oh, well, now he's just looking for an enemy.
More slimes.
Metal slimes are very friendly to BlueLobstah right now. They have stop spell. Wow.
Yeah, stop spell and fire breath.
Stop spell will never land when you have Urgix armor equipped, so that enemy will just continue trying to cast it, which is fantastic.
Yeah, so we have the armor. Let's go down the list of all the things the armor can do for you. Other than being an impressive defensive boost to shiny blue sheen. Block stop spell reduces fire breath and hurt spells by 1/3. Heal per step, 1 hit point per step. Ignore swamps, ignore barriers.
Lord of the Synth is in that. Oh, another metal slime? Wow. That's either 4 or 5 metal slime kills. It's basically half of the experience that he's gotten in this race.
I mean, the
level, metal slimes.
Level sweet booty had nothing to it. It was like 1 hit point, 0 MP, maybe 6 agility. It was really, really crappy level.
Lord of the Synth is following the same path I think we just saw from 2 minutes ago. He's about to find he's making his way back to these 2 towns. Okay, he's been to these towns before.
Yeah, Synth has a bunch of gold in his pocket, so Synth's gonna buy some gear.
Yep. The silver shield was in the secret shop. He did find the magic armor here in the first shop. There was a broadsword also, so I think that's the money that he's acquired. He never saw the flame sword, which was in the town that he hasn't seen yet. So
yeah, that wasn't guaranteed.
Just went with the broadsword money.
That's fine. Cajun maxed out once more.
We haven't actually seen what's on either of the grind tiles, so if they end up having the grind, sometimes it really is useful to have the flame sword because the sword's sitting in Charlock and you have a golem or you have a red dragon or something that you're trying to beat it up, so you really want the attack power.
Yeah, my race where I simply just said, okay, I'm just going to Charlock and fighting things because these grind tiles are terrible.
And we have a trade in here. BlueLobstah is going to upgrade his harp to a staff. So that's officially two of the three quest items. The Stones of Sunlight, of course, are either in Hawksness or on the Overworld. And he has the coordinates, but he doesn't yet have the princess to aid him in locating those coordinates.
Lobstah into Breckenary. What's the broadsword?
Interesting, he's going to upgrade to the broadsword, kind of reducing his chances of getting flamesword money on this.
It's true.
You know, without gold grinding for it.
To be fair, Cole and Garen were kind of out of the way, so unless you have to go back there again, it's only worth the trouble.
Yeah. So we have a battle of the broadswords. BlueLobstah found the Erdrick's armor already. LordoftheSynth purchased the magic armor. Synth is going to have the shield advantage with the silver shield here, which is 10 additional defense points on top of the large shield, which BlueLobstah has. But BlueLobstah has the silver harp, which LordoftheSynth doesn't. So, sort of, when Synth finds Garanham, of course, that's where the armor and the harp reside, as well as the ring. So,
it doesn't matter what.
Basically, what LordoftheSynth is missing right now, he's just got to locate Garanham.
And again, it was a really weird, twisty spot down south, so it might be a while. Right now.
Yeah, they already know where Sharlock is. They've seen the Rainbow Drop Cave. Trying to think of what BlueLobstah is actually looking for at this point, because he has seen Hawksness, right? And
yeah,
he has the coordinates and he knows where Swamp Cave is. And I feel like he has seen everything. He's been through the dungeons. He's seen all the towns, right? So is he just grinding overworld monsters right now until he gets Healmore?
Maybe. I mean, Lobstah hasn't seen the bottom of Garen's grave yet. You might go back and dig that.
Yep, you could always dig that out. It's true. I'm just trying to think it like he's getting to so many encounters. It's hard to see if he's actually exploring still and looking for something, or yeah, he is still looking for something. So I don't know. Not sure what he feels like he's missing.
Well, I think Lewis found the Freebie Cave and the Tablet Cave as well. So Lobstah did not see those two caves either.
Oh, he didn't see those caves yet. Okay. That would make sense then. Yeah, and he still has the bottom of the grave.
Lobstah will find the Necklace.
Oh, he didn't find Cole yet either. Okay, so they've definitely diverged in their exploration here. So Death Necklace for BlueLobstah, that's one of his 3 search spots.
So Lobstah has to think that either bottom of the grave or the search spots have my items.
Yep. And what do? He's close to level 12. If that gives him heal more or hurt more, you can go straight back to Hawksness and give that a try. I am not sure if either of these players will try and count the coordinates manually. The map seems a little windy.
Yeah, the map's definitely a step-by-step hostile. Lobstah with the stats and the gear maybe take a dive at Hawks or take a dive at the Swamp Cave, because you have enough, defense. You have enough weaponry power. You have a heal spell. Things go south a little bit. If it's it has to be a stone man, you can put to sleep. It has to be a golem. You have a flute now. No, you don't have flute. No, that's that. All right. So nope, golem's still out.
He must still be looking for those 2 caves, right?
Yeah, I mean, Freebie Cave
and they're both right next to each other. I think is this where it is? He's getting close.
No, it's a dead end, I think.
Okay.
Level 12 though.
They were right at a dead end, but it's probably a different dead end.
Big HP, big MP. No magic though.
Okay, so no heal more, no hurt more. He's gonna have to make do.
Yeah, the problem with these stats are, like, once you have a lot of hit points, it's great, but you can't heal in a fight. Like, Red Dragon, Blue Dragon, Golem, Armor Knight. Heal's not
they just hit too hard. The heal spell's not enough, yeah. Yep. So he's going to look for the other chests. So if he hasn't found Tablet Cave or Stones of Sunlight Cave, he's going to continue looking for those. And in the back of his mind, he's got to be thinking of those chests in the grave that he hasn't seen yet either. I would assume maybe if he takes a death at some point, he'll go back into the grave, because it's near start.
Synth finds Hawksness. Takes a ponder.
Same exact thing. 4 or 5 steps in. I can't do anything here. And
the town of truths.
Here's the one he really needed, though, Garenham.
Alrighty.
So things are happening for Lord of the Synth. He knows Mountain Cave has to be back here. Probably use the inn here, prepare himself, grab the armor on the way, and dive through the dungeon here.
LordoftheSynth, I'll head back towards the. No, go to the
Oh, just seeing if there's a flame sword here, and there is one here. Which is interesting, because this is Mountain Cave. I wonder if Lord of the Synth will set up a gold grind and come all the way back here for the flame sword.
Right, left to find Freebie Cave, which means Talbot Cave is right behind.
Yep. And then he'll be done with chests, right?
Nope. Bottom of Garen's grave.
Well, yeah, besides the grave, yeah.
We know a lustrous herb and another thing of gold awaits him. Alright, armor ahoy for Lord of the Synth. As well as the harp.
Alright, so items are pretty much evened up again. The ring is worth 2 offense power if he gets that far into the dungeon.
Yeah, again, items are evened up. Exploration is now about even as well. Synth is 2 levels behind, however. And gets cursed by accident.
I think that was a mistake, yes. That's going to be interesting. Now there's some options here.
No, your option is you leave and go to Breckenridge, because if you die now...
Oh no! Don't reset your game. Wait a minute. What? This is about an hour he just lost, right? Where are we?
Nope,
oh, he saved very recently after the gold grind.
Saved after the grind.
Okay.
Sweet mercy.
So he lost about 5 minutes then. Okay, not as bad as I was thinking.
Yeah, so your option after that point was like, I'm cursed.
I don't know though. I mean, he knew where Breckenridge was, right? I don't know.
It's not close to the castle. If you die and leave the castle with 1 hit point, you're probably not going to make it to Breckenridge. Especially walk past his bottleneck.
I mean, he has Erdrick's armor though. I don't know.
Well, why risk losing 3 minutes every time you have to walk there and get killed 4 or 5 times? Just simply, if you have the save.
Why not reset if you do die? Like if you just don't die, keep going through Mountain Cave, and then see if you can get over to Breckenridge, which was not that far away.
I don't know.
Oof.
It's also probably the factor of like you hit it, you hear the music, and you slap yourself on the forehead saying ah.
Yeah. Plus, you might want that item later, I suppose. Although their HP is not very high right now, but yeah, you maybe don't want to waste the death necklace if you might want it at the end of the game here. But interesting turn of events. Lord of the Synth has to redo his trek back to Cantlin to get the gear. Oh, you know what's interesting now? He doesn't have to reacquire the magic armor.
Right.
He saw the flame sword in Garenham. It's almost the same amount of money that he has. So he could skip the magic armor. Yeah, skip this first shop. Go get the silver shield here. And he will have enough actually now for the flame sword, which he saw in Garenham. Which he wasn't able to afford last time around, so...
Well, it's close. One kill will be enough for.
Oh, he didn't get enough of a rebate to get there. Yeah, it's close though. He'll have enough. He could maybe even go over here and sell something, sell a cursed belt or something. But that's in a different shop, if I recall. He's got to get back over to Garenham alive.
Right, LordoftheSynth, meanwhile, heading back over here, trying to refine Hawksness.
It'll be interesting if that kind of works out for him, where he doesn't have to reset up a gold grind for the flame sword, and if the grind tiles happen to be enemies like golems, where you're pretty much swinging your sword at them, then he'll be happy to have the flame sword instead of the magic armor, which is about to be replaced anyways by Erdrick's armor and Garenham. So we'll see.
LordoftheSynth actually on the second continent, so LordoftheSynth is finishing off that exploration, which was nothing. Now LordoftheSynth is to find out where we walk the path to Garenham.
I think BlueLobstah is finishing off the second continent here, and he just found that peninsula down to the south. So he's full cleared the continent now as well. There's nothing on it.
That moved on.
So it feels like he still feels like he hasn't seen everything. I'm trying to think of what he is looking for.
Yeah, no.
Right?
LordoftheSynth's seen everything.
Like he saw Hawk's Nest. He knows where. Like he has the coordinates.
You know, LordoftheSynth has seen everything, so it's not.
Yeah, I don't know why he felt like he needed to clear the second continent, but I don't know. He's running into some decent enemies here for experience, so that's something.
And LordoftheSynth does not invest in a flame sword, but goes right back to the cave. And very carefully uses the torch.
Well, if you open up one gold chest in here, you'll have it, right? So I don't remember if there was one in here, but he's probably banking on there being one. You can just cast outside and step back over to the shop, grab your flame sword. Nice aggressive play by LordoftheSynth instead of like waiting around to try to grind the money from some monsters out in the overworld. There's a cursed belt, you can sell that for 180 and get halfway there. He is going to take it. That's very interesting. For exactly that reason. And let's see what's over here. That only sells for like 4 gold, right? So that's no help.
Yep. That's a key for key fund. You can sell keys too, right?
You can sell keys, yeah. 26 gold each. That's kind of something most people don't think of, but occasionally useful. Spoiler alert, last chest is an herb. According to chat, I think we did see that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So he'll be mildly disappointed with that, but yeah, cast
Even
outside, you're done with what you need to do. Sell that cursed belt, and try not to run into a red dragon.
It's funny, even the chests.
You know what you can do? I don't know if there was another weapon here, but you can buy like a bamboo pole now.
Yeah, sell you.
And like, you know, sell like if he has a broadsword or whatever right now. I don't know. I think he has the hand axe, right? I think he has a hand axe.
Yep.
If there was a bamboo pole, he could do that and get the rebate from the hand axe. He's trying to get there by selling the small stuff. Not quite gonna get there. You can sell a couple of keys and maybe get there. Wow, he's getting close. Desperately doesn't want to risk running into a red dragon. So close.
Let's go into the back of Garen's grave or the mountain cave and grab that belt again. There's nothing else to sell.
Just playing monster roulette here. It's a wolf. Wolf's gonna put him to sleep, and they have hurt more. Look out! This is exactly the scenario he was trying to avoid.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a weird scenario. How many keys does he have? Sell all your keys. Get the flame sword. Nightmare. I think you want to try a different zone. Oh, he's gonna go for the wolf.
Put the wolf to sleep this time, so
it could still wake up and wreck you.
Oh, certainly. Still going.
Poltergeist, we're gonna get there a little bit at a time here. Very slowly. And we are in the bottom stages of the grave finally for BlueLobstah, which I think is pretty much it besides the search spots for him now.
Yep, so once Lobstah clears this last chest.
And he does have enough for the flame sword also. He's been carrying around some money for a little while.
Definitely.
Currently on the broadsword, if he can survive this, cast outside, make his way back to Garenham, he could upgrade to the flame sword also if he so chooses. And here's the flame sword for LordoftheSynth. Hooray!
Alright, flame sword acquired. Monster cast repel. Both our racers are now basically in like, alright. Where's the heckin' sword?
Yeah, it did have a club, so you could have done the... we saw Mr. Holmes do that in a race just a couple of days ago. When you really don't want to take a couple of more encounters and risk getting slept and wrecked.
Also, LordoftheSynth has not found the harp cave yet, so LordoftheSynth missed that little cave.
I could have sworn that he did see that trading cave.
I've seen... No, the harp is still in the inventory, I think.
For LuBstah? Oh, they keep it on there, yeah. The staff. Oh, you were talking about LordoftheSynth. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, he saw it, but he just got the harp in Garenham, right? So,
that's true. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. He's just been like 5 minutes behind, like in terms of doing all the same stuff as BlueLobstah. just following in his footsteps, basically.
And they both evened up. So Cynthia was the Hawk's Nest first.
There was a little divergence on the last couple of locations, but now we're back in Hawk's Nest, and he is going to go at least take a peek here. There's nothing left for him to do, right? So might as well see.
Kill the boss monsters. That's all that's left.
Hope that the blue dragon just starts casting Stop Spell or something, and then you'll be all set. That's what he's hoping for.
Or 4 swings is enough.
Flame Sword doing pretty good damage, and he didn't die there, so he's got a shot.
Oh no, high roll.
Blue dragon had a high HP total that time. It's possible right now. He could probably go back there and do it again, or he could wait and just get another level somewhere.
I mean, look at that dragon face. How do you outsmart that dragon face? It knows it's smug.
What is BlueLobstah looking for?
I don't know. Did Lobster lose Hawk's Nest?
Trying to relocate something he already found. Oh, here's a red dragon. Oh, running away like no problem. They did get the 22 agility on, I don't know if that was level 10 or so.
Yeah.
So maybe they just have a lot of agility now.
Yeah, Lobster, I think, trying to refine Hawk's Nest.
Yeah, that could be. This was Garenham, so it's not that far from here. I think it's southwest from here.
Yep. Right here. Cash in your the inn.
And neither player has checked the tile on the swamp cave yet, right? So.
Right. I mean, whatever.
Oh, he wanted to come here anyways for the flame sword. So flame sword for BlueLobstah. We're all even with equipment again, except for the shield. Which I don't see BlueLobstah going through the trouble to get the silver shield at this point in the race.
Unless Lobster has to dive into the treasury of Charlock to get the sword and then die afterwards.
Yeah, just kind of get it just because. Yep, and they can't do any sort of sword diving right now because they don't have the Stones of Sunlight, which is in one of these 2 locations, and if they really are going to need the princess, they're both guarded by a guardian here. So here's BlueLobstah's attempt. He's a level or 2 ahead of where Synth was, so he actually might be able to manage this. A little bit more HP to work with, a little bit more attack power.
We got an ambush, so he's trying to run away.
Yeah, you want to reset the fight here. Run away, heal up, and re-engage. Yeah, he has 89 HP, so that's a little better than Synth was working with. I think he could do this. That was kind of a low roll on the attack, though, with the 19, but he's going to keep going. Another 19, ooh.
Even Synth had a problem with that. Just was a low roll on the strikes.
Oh, 3 19s in a row. These are all kind of low rolls, I think. So he's at 57.
There we go. 24.
Oh, low HP that time for the blue dragon. So what do we have?
The Stones of Sunlight.
All right. No need to go tracking down the coordinates.
Well, the coordinates might be the sword.
Oh, all right. I was looking at the flute slot there. You're right. We haven't seen the sword. It could be.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well track that down. Yep. BlueLobstah is going to do the same thing. Run from the battle, reset the fight, heal up. Re-engage. He has 80 hit points to work with instead of 89. It's also rolling 19s. Similar attack power, apparently.
Yeah, again, this kind of boils down to his dragon have low hit points.
Yeah.
We're basically going 4 swings at it.
Yeah, and he's getting unlucky with the spawn. The dragon is spawning with high HP. So every monster in the game has a maximum HP, but every instance of that monster can spawn with as low as 75% of their max. So blue dragons can have, I think, up to 98 hit points or something crazy, like a lot more than you would expect. Yeah, but that means they can also have as low as like 74 or 75.
Yeah, keep in mind the blue dragons only
pretty
appear
big
in
range.
Charlock. Like vanilla game, they're a Charlock like basement enemy. Like, you don't see them in the overworld at all.
Yep, they're like the third hardest enemy.
It's blue dragon, armor knight, red dragon.
Yep. Interesting though, the difference how we saw Lord of the Synth get bounced twice now by that blue dragon. BlueLobstah was 1 or 2 levels further along and managed to get it on the first try. So that sort of thing can make a pretty big difference in a race. We'll have to see if it plays out that way.
Both races must save the princess now. So
yep, princess rescue upcoming. Is this the tile? Nope, just a blue dragon in the wild, in the tunnel. Keep looking for him to go, like...
LordoftheSynth. I think LordoftheSynth got lost.
Where is that spike tile? Where is that spike tile? Use the torch!
Yeah, I think LordoftheSynth got lost here. Maybe down the crack of the torch here. We're outside in Bale. Okay, I think Armor Knight is your spike tile boss. Yep, Armor Knight. Which, mind you, is worse than a blue dragon.
Yeah. I think their possible HP total is slightly lower, but their defense is probably a bit higher, so it's a kind of a wash.
Defense is higher.
They hit higher, the harder. Again, if you haven't seen many of them, you're just kind of hoping that it's going to throw out a hurt spell or a stop spell or something and make your life easier, but not so much here.
Yeah. Even LordoftheSynth sees it, just stops and sighs and starts pressing the A button.
Yeah, he might actually get it. Yeah, these couple of levels are making a difference here. He's got more HP to work with. Ooh, is he gonna... Oh, he got a low roll there. He's gonna get him. He got an extra attack in. Wow. Right. BlueLobstah with the RNG. Very nice.
And again, LordoftheSynth also outside to escape, so you have to fight the boss on the way out again. If you are lacking the outside spell, you have to fight that boss twice.
Yep. They do have it, though. So we'll see. We'll likely see him cast outside. 6 MP for that. And then I don't know if they actually have return yet. Yes, they do.
But they're in the castle, so it's no moot point.
Right. Oh, okay. Outside brings you out that entrance. Good. Yeah, that's good.
LordoftheSynth taking no chances.
I thought it went the other way.
LordoftheSynth healing. Taking no chances. Bringing her back to the throne room.
Those Zone 0 enemies can be nasty.
I've been ambushed by a blue slime and murdered before. Like, end game, like, I have like 4 minutes left. Out of the castle, I'll recharge. Blue slime ambush, hurt more. It's like, oh, no.
That's so ridiculous. Alright, so this is a... when you rescue the princess, she gives you a special item called Gwaelin's Love, and it will help you track down the overworld coordinates, basically, in a nutshell. So this is the last piece of the puzzle that BlueLobstah needs. He's seen all the chests outside of Charlock, and he's seen 2 of the 3 search spots. The last one is just sitting at designated coordinates that he already knows. He just has to get there.
Yeah, important note, the princess describes things most of it to her. She's important, so her notes to you are backwards.
And what is LordoftheSynth doing? Because I think he's basically done except for those 2 search spots, but he's been unsuccessful with the Guardians.
Yeah, Synth is...
So is he just finding a grind here? Is he just like walking around fighting green dragons?
Yeah, I think LordoftheSynth is just fighting monsters to get...
Just trying to level up. Fish for heal more, which we know isn't coming anytime soon.
Your choice is to fish for heal more, or beg for...
Oh, the jerk being a jerk. He says go away. Did he?
No, he didn't drop.
Oh. I could have sworn he just said go away. No.
I think
he had everything. He's got the drop.
The jerk, if you talk to him twice, he will throw you afterwards. So, I think
maybe that's what he did. Yeah, he must have talked to him twice. That's funny.
It might be actually hair faster to do that to yourself.
So, Rainbow Drop acquired. BlueLobstah is searching? Yeah. What's he searching for?
Way to get more south, because...
trying to hone in on those coordinates. Is he going to use the item? Maybe he knows he's not far enough south yet.
My first check right out of the cave was 7 to the north.
You also have to get back to the west. Like, after you get out of the castle, you have to go quite a bit east and then south. So now you have to get west again because you're basically 1 east from the castle. So he's going to... Here we go. Probably pretty close here.
Nope.
So, more west and more south. Yeah, it's right over here. It's very close to it right now. Yeah, there's a good spot. Very close. A couple of steps away, probably.
There you go. 4 steps? No, it's 47. That's what it is. Bingo. Big stick.
Oh, it is the sword, Seawolf. Wow. So it wasn't the flute, so we don't have to dive into Sherlock or, you know, wonder about where the sword is or any of that. Sword acquired. He is grind and go, guys. What's he gonna grind on? We have Armored Knights and we have Red Dragons, and we just got hurt more apparently on level 13.
I'm gonna say Armored Knights then. I'm gonna say we're going to go back to the Swamp Cave.
Yep.
And make a pile of large, angry Mohawk pigmen.
Yep, the Armored Knights, as strong and as tough as they are very susceptible to the Hurtmore spell, so it takes 2 Hurtmores to take them down, or if you're strong enough, you can swing with your sword and maybe finish him off with the Hurtmore. Right now he's going to grab a couple keys just for good measure.
L12 for LordoftheSynth, who's now agonizing. Or grind more.
Yeah, now this grind here he's chosen in this desert seems to have Demon Knights and Green Dragons, and I'm not sure if there was a third good enemy. But he could... I don't know if he's... Yeah, he can't repel, because he would lose both of those enemies.
He's being hit by one by Demon Knight. The defense breaking is another thing. The shield might actually be hindering LordoftheSynth right now.
Yeah. I mean, if he gets the encounter, it's great because he's breaking the enemies, but
you can't.
He might end up with all the small enemies mixed in.
You know, out. You have to fight everything.
You can't repel. Yeah.
Lobstah, traditional fireball to the face, then sword to the face tactic.
So the lead is only 1200, but there's a substantial amount of homework that LordoftheSynth still has to do. He's got to get over to Hawksness again, fight that blue dragon, and he's going to have to rescue the princess back near home, and then make the trek over to the overworld for the sword. And he's got to trade in his stuff for the drop, so...
Easy, get 10 minutes of work there.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Meanwhile, Lobstah's blowing up large, angry men, so... For every 10 steps that Synth takes, Lobstah gains 100 experience points.
I haven't seen BlueLobstah actually check his stats anytime recently, but I can assume they're just not that close, maybe.
Not looking that good. Obviously, you don't heal more, so you have to keep running anyway. And
yeah, for sure. HP is a little low as well, I think.
And Lobstah's also fallen back to double hurt more, so obviously the swinging is not doing the job on the second attack.
Yeah, that's a sure indicator we might only be in the realm of like 100 or 110 attack power. So we have probably 3 or 4 levels of grinding to do here.
Dragon ambush.
Ambush. Reset the fight. Oh, they did get some hit points. Okay, 96 hit points for Synth should make this way easier. He was trying it before with 80. So this is essentially like a whole extra turn he's about to get. That should be more than enough in most cases. You can still get dodged or, you know, all sorts of other shenanigans, but this last hit here should do it. It's going to take a swing. Ooh, only 13, but it's enough. Wow. They can still roll a 13. Yeah, their attack power is not great.
Alright, stones
Gets
found.
the stones, though.
Which means Synth is now pondering, crap, I have to find the princess and find that spot.
Yeah, or do you gamble?
Do you play number of chests and say, Charlock must have my sword?
Yep. Problem is, without heal more and hurt more, you're not going to be diving Sherlock very easily. So maybe you should just go and try and fight the Armored Knight again one more time. I don't know. Tough call here for Synth because he's had a couple of, you know, battles not go the right way. So
yeah, Synth also was not returning immediately, so Synth is obviously pondering. Oh no, Cameron, there's no return.
Well, he might be going for his drop now. Forget exactly where that cave was. He's probably walking towards that. Get the rainbow drop out of the way. He does have some good gear. Only 21 damage from that red dragon. So
yeah,
defensive equipment good. Attack power not so much.
Yeah, Silver Shield. Even the last race I had with me and Mr. Holmes, like I had good stats. My agility was up the wall crazy, but I only had a large shield, so I was still getting punched for 49.50 by a Dragon Lord. So Silver Shield is a huge change of pace. Like it saves you a whole lot of damage.
BlueLobstah gonna go refill his MP with the old man here. I think maybe en route to the swamp cave.
LordoftheSynth heading back down south for some reason.
I missed the sequence here with BlueLobstah, but if you're in the swamp cave, which is under the castle, grinding the armor knight, it's typically faster to just take the death on the tile, right? And just wake up in front of the king and just walk back over.
Yeah,
instead of going all the way over here to refill your MP.
Also, you haven't left the castle, so the door's still unlocked. If you open that door and stay in the castle, quote unquote,
yep,
that door never seals back up.
Yeah, when you take the death, yeah, the door is still open. Yep.
Meanwhile, the armor knights sit in the dark, whispering tales of the strange man and striped plants who's come to kill them all. They hear footsteps, they hear dragons screaming in the distance, and they know he's coming. Meanwhile, LordoftheSynth, I think, has lost the Rainbow Drop Cave. It keeps finding these red dragons, which is becoming a problem.
Yeah, with no heal more, this is a problem. As soon as they get heal more, this will be like a nice juicy fight. But right now, just keep trying to run away. They do have some agility, so that was probably below average luck there, but he does finally get away at the last moment. And still just trying to get back to that Rainbow Drop Cave to take care of that, so that you at least have the option to go into Sharlock. Check that out. Is this it?
There it is.
Yeah, that looks familiar.
What up, jerk?
Alright, so both players have all the items. LordoftheSynth is just missing the Erdrick sword. Laying on the overworld, doesn't yet have the princess to help him out, so a couple of things for him to do if he wants to do that. Kind of curious in this spot if somebody would rather just go into Sharlock, but yeah, he's going into Sharlock. Maybe just to check it out, because how many of these enemies can you actually beat right now with no heal more, no hurt more? Hurt more is at 13, right? He's at 12.
Yeah. Well, hurt more. The main deal here is that green dragon, werewolf, wizard are probably all fair game. Blue dragon's a coin flip. Armor knight and red dragon seem to be not in the ballpark right now. And snowman could probably work, but it's a slow fight. And the golem is the golem, so.
I think he feels like maybe he's just not strong enough for the armored knight, so he just wants another level, and where else are you going to grind, but you might as well try Sharlock to see if those weaker enemies are in here, like you just said. Werewolves and Star Wyvern and that sort of thing. Blue Dragon is kind of iffy, he's having some difficulty. Gets the low roll there, gets an extra attack. Still not enough. Wow, he is not swinging very hard. The Flame Sword just not good enough right now. Gotta get that sword.
It's not cutting, and these dragons are rolling high HP, so it's a combination of...
Gotta get Erdrick Sword. It's an extra 12 attack power on top of your Flame Sword. Which I believe... I don't know, my fuzzy math says you're doing an extra 3 damage every time you're swinging it. I don't know. Right. Somebody can check me.
I'm not big on the math myself. I just made do. So synthesize, screw it, let's try the armor.
So over the course of 5 or 6 swings, you know, it's kind of a lot of damage. Having the Erdrick Sword instead of the Flame Sword. Meanwhile, BlueLobstah, he's in a dark place as well. What's going on here?
Swamp cave grind.
Except he's not... Walking. Oh, he's heal walking in between because he no heal more. Gotcha. Oh, he does have heal more. Okay. He's all set. 14 brought heal more, I guess.
There we go.
So we should actually... hopefully look at his stats soon.
Yeah.
If he brings it up, he'll probably bring it up on the next level up here.
Yeah, Lobstah's still hitting kind of soft. I'm not sure the strength is there.
Yeah. When he levels up, we'll have to see if he peeks at it.
Lobstah doing his best to
yeah, LordoftheSynth just can't quite beat these Guardians. It's just very frustrating when you have nothing left to do. Like, what else do you do? You go into Sharlock, you can't really do anything in there. It's like...
I will mention that LordoftheSynth and LobstahH have different stat gains. Their names are different. They actually have different stat boosts, I believe. When the game started, LobstahH had 1 more point of agility, LordoftheSynth, so they have different,
Oh yeah,
name.
capital L is definitely strength agility. I didn't notice that, but yeah. So BlueLobstah is running strength agility, and the capital J I'm pretty sure is strength HP. So we should make a note of that. I think that the HP is over the threshold where it matters.
Yeah, it doesn't matter there. But I think the question now is that I think the lack of agility. I think Lobstah's, or since been taking that much, even with the shield,
Right. Gotcha.
seeing that a little bit more damage. But
yeah, maybe not defense breaking as many enemies, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of benefits like that to having more agility. So yeah, I didn't even notice that. So yeah, strength agility for sure on BlueLobstah's side, capital L. I know that's the same one that Jackamus uses, the big L. Strength agility.
use the big Z, strength HP.
And so, he doesn't have the silver shield, and that probably is probably made up for almost with the difference in build, right? It's maybe not quite. It's
Not quite.
It's like you're gonna have a difference of 8 or 9 agility at the end, maybe. So it's only half as much for defense.
Yeah. So
get an extra 4 defense, maybe.
It's helpful, but you'll run better. Your Trolloc dive will be much more tame. You'll be able to escape the enemies, in one
Yes,
try.
yes, it does help for running for sure. And he is continuing to go over here to refill at the old man, so he does seem to be saving all this money for the long run.
If Lobstah, honestly, if the stats are that bad and Lobstah's that far away from being able to kill the Drowned Lord, then maybe you will grind up gold to get. No, Lobstah's leaving the castle.
Is he about to just set up a gold grind just because? I feel like he's about to just run into the grave just to set up a gold grind here.
Distinctly possible. Yeah. But then you have to die, that's the problem. You're fully geared up and wearing your armor, dying in the cave is pretty tricky.
Yep.
Unless you dive Charlock.
Just taking a peek in Charlock here.
I mean, go to Charlock, go to the treasury, you die there, and then simply, grind that.
But looking for what, though? I don't know.
So the shoot, I guess. Or just looking to win. There's lots to think the stats are good enough.
Did we get a peek at his stats? I must have missed it.
I'm waiting to see him.
One more battle, right? Yeah, here, he needs one more victory. Here we go. Surely he'll open the status screen after this fight. Right? Here we go. What do we have? Five power, always good to see. Status. No, can't cast return. I guess he is casting return. Okay. It wasn't what he was looking for. No status.
Lopto's keep track in his own head. So we're all forced to wonder. Gene, 92 hit points. So the main thing is HP is still too low. 92 hit points cannot survive 2 breath attacks in a row.
Oh, here we go. 86 strength, I think I just saw. So,
yeah. Agility is very high. Agility is 100, which is...
That's 128 attack power, and we're looking at triple-digit MP. I'm pretty sure he just went back for the extra MP.
It's in Total Coper.
Extra heal more. What does he have? About 112 MP?
112 MP, but only 92 hit points. So, Lobster cannot survive 2 dedicated fire breath attacks.
No, he's gonna have more HP than that.
Nope. 92.
I mean, it's really that much lower with the strength agility, huh? Because I saw Lord of the Synth had 96 when he was fighting that blue dragon before.
Oh, no, 105, okay.
Oh, yeah, 105. Yeah, he's good to go. Oh, 120 MP. Oh, yeah, this is go time.
Alright, never mind.
Wow, I didn't realize they were that close. So it was the 5 power. He got 5 power and 1 additional heal more.
That's good
So 14 is apparently kind of borderline. Like, it's almost there if you get fairy waters and all that kind of stuff. But
awesome. Yeah,
5 power puts him up to 128. The math says go. It's got plenty of agility. Just needs to make it down in one piece.
Yeah, it's a ton of agility, frankly.
He still seems to be picking off some enemies, though. Like, he's hedging his bet here, maybe going for 16 on the way down, just in case he has to burn a couple of heal mores or something.
We'll see. Alright, Hurt More Flawless level 13. We're going back. We're getting my princess. Setting the Charlock, the Dark Death of Charlock.
So Lord of the Synth just got the level for Hurt More. So, yep, I'm going for the Armored Knight now. With Hurt More, it'll be much easier. And yeah, continuing to pick off the easy enemies. I mean, he is defense breaking probably these weakest enemies, even with the large shield on the strength agi build. So
yeah, the 100 agility is definitely a good second point.
this werewolf just hit him for 14.
What's the werewolf broken from?
86. So could he really be under 86 defense?
I don't think so. No. 50 off the stats. 10 off the shields. That's 60.
I think I saw him that he had 100 agility. I think in his
he
stat.
has 100 agility, so that's 50 off the bat.
50 defense plus the 40 for the gear, right? So
790.
yeah. All right. So that was just a high roll from the werewolf. I don't know what the range is, but it must be like 0 to 14. He rolled a 14.
By the way, if you hit sound explosions, it's because the Armor Knight has exploded. And Synth is found as Princess.
Princess rescue Lord of the Synth. Gonna cast Return to just walk in the front there. That's perfectly reasonable. And BlueLobstah is maybe in the second zone. It's like halfway down.
Yeah, this is the where you curl around the right side, go back around, and walk past the fake staircase.
He's got a lot of red text here. He might want to. He just goes for the runaway there on the blue dragon. He could have gotten wrecked there. That was close.
He lost his hero walking.
And he's just he's not using herbs. He wants to hero walk it back up. He wants to heal walk it back up. Taking these encounters with 30 hit points. I don't know. That will eventually bite you, but right now it's working out. I haven't seen too many red dragons in this Charlock, so.
I mean, if you got
Dragons can sometimes block you, but with high agility, it's unlikely.
When you got 100 agility, at that point, like, just, yeah, like, if you're not gonna run away, why wouldn't you run away now? Big 100.
Yeah. People do tend to make fun of the agility stat, but it is pretty important.
I mean, once you get that point, like, this level, like, there's a dragon on the third floor somewhere still chasing around after him to Tulun, because just going that fast.
So Armored Knights are in the bottom zone.
Nope.
Slight favorite to run from the Armored Knight here. No problem on that one first try. And I don't know, and red dragons are here too. Have we seen all the Charlock enemies? What could be on the spike that would be particularly annoying, I wonder?
The golem, because there's no flute.
They don't have the flute, that's true.
By the power invested in me as a commentator's curse, I invoke the golem.
Still has 15 heal mores to work with, so this dive is going fantastic for BlueLobstah. He's in really good shape if he can get all the way to the Dragon Lord here. Just going straight into the boss, no healing, no nothing.
Snowman just...
Oh, it uses the sleep spell, which costs him a heal more.
But he has to for the Snowman, because it's simply a... Snowman is a truck, and sleep is usually a guaranteed hit. It's a 15/16 chance to hit.
Hey, he's staying asleep this time. Oh, Stoneman have stop spell though in this seed.
Yeah, it's friendly. Just, I mean, they haven't seen one before. This is the first Snowman I've seen all seed. So.
It's all good. Oh, is it really? Okay. So he can use a regular heal here. He can do a little heal walking. Regular heal will heal him like probably the rest of the way here. He's good to go. All right, here we go, guys. 14 heal mores to work with. 128 attack power.
I like these odds.
Oh, that was close.
Are you sure? Do you want to attack?
You really want half the world? Really? Okay, never mind then. You're a fool. Whew. That could have been very disastrous, guys.
Yeah, that's the wrong game type. There are game types where you can say yes to that and win, but this is not the game type.
That is an hour-long reset.
Ooh,
is he gonna swing on 47? No.
Trust me in the fight. Don't. It's actually the first way of the fight. Don't do this to yourself now. Again, with the stats here, it's almost super heavily favored to the Lobstah's favor.
Leaving it as an exercise to the chat to count these numbers here. Dragon Lord has between 150 and 165 hit points, anywhere in that range. So he's got a lot of heal to work with.
Yeah, Dragon Lord cannot dodge you. You cannot miss Dragon Lord. You cannot crit the Dragon Lord.
Yep.
If you're feeling saucy, you can throw a hurt spell at it for 1/16 chance to blow it up. But
yep. Sleep spell 1 in 16 as well. And that's about it. He has fairly low HP. There's like an outside chance that you could get into a double heal situation, but that would be very unlikely here. Seems to be doing just fine. Rolling some 10s. What's the range here? 7 to 14 is his damage range. I saw kind of a bunch of double-digit rolls, so I think he's doing really well.
yeah, 10's right in the middle too, so.
Yep. And Lord of the Synth just picks up 14. Still no sword. BlueLobstah with 5 heal mores remaining, and Lord of the Synth is going to the old man as well. It's a trend in this race. Refill the MP for free right there.
I've been sitting here for 30 years, and I've never had so many visitors.
All right, we're getting close now, guys. What is it? 119 on the 119.
There's a low ball swings though. Be careful. There's a low heal more too.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You might get a low heal more and get a double heal situation, but that's more like if you have 95 hit points. When you're at 105, you're usually pretty safe.
Yeah, they're lucky in the fact that
he is going to use his last heal more. This is it, guys. He's got basically 2 more attacks. Probably get him on this one, though. There it is.
Ooh, so we're
Down the Dragon Lord, and we have our winner for today, guys. It's BlueLobstah. We'll get an official time for you in a moment.
But the GG's rain down the chat. Lobstah leaves Charlock. Synth enters Charlock. Synth also is not the sword. It's not the sword yet either. So Synth is not. Synth is playing the odds. Synth is playing the 6 chests in the vanilla chest versus the 1 spot in the world.
Official time, guys. 1 hour, 42 minutes, 13 seconds. Very nice race. BlueLobstah is moving on to the 3rd round of the bonus brackets.
There you have it. So a very strange seed.
He'll be facing Sparkover actually next week. So.
Oh, there you go. It'll be Battle of the Bridges. Lord of the Synth has forfeited the race. That's the seed here, very strange.
It's got to, on top of everything else, it's really got to rattle you when you accidentally curse yourself and end up resetting in the middle of a race.
Yeah, it's not good, unfortunately.
So, yeah. I mean, he must have just felt like, oh, I just want to get this over with now, ever since that happened.
It's possible. Again, with the race up here, this particular map is very cruel, a very windy map. A few bottlenecks of really tough monsters in the mid-game there. And all the fun stuff was hidden out of the way. You have to walk all the way to the south to find Garenham, the armor. Hawks is down there as well. The coordinates were deceptively evil because you had to walk around this huge Nautilus curve to get back to buy the Castle South. So the map made you work for it. We'll have some guests in our chat to discuss with us and see what happened and what they thought. Maybe.
Yeah, and this is the only race of the night, I believe, on the schedule. There's I want to say 1 race tomorrow, which Sundays close out the week as far as when we're supposed to be scheduling our races. So I think there is 1 left.
1 more tomorrow to sit back and enjoy and focus all the attention on 1 spot, which is nice. And we're getting to week 4 of the tournament, so a few people have been dropped. A few people have lost 2 races and are out. So the big mass is over now, making it a little more streamlined. Another week or 2 of probably good content. Lots of races still. And then once you get to the end of it, it gets really nitty gritty, and you have a few of those big races per week.
Yeah, it's looking like schedule showing Ferran Burgundy going up against Realis tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern, if I can convert this. Yeah. And that looks like it's supposed to be also here on the SpeedGaming network, so make sure you're following the channels and keep an eye out for that. A little bit earlier tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. And I think someone might be joining us here. What's going on?
Guest, we have Lord of the Synth.
GG.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, at least I'm free and clear to quit playing this randomizer now. Yeah, High Spirits promised a garbage seed, and he delivered.
All right, yes.
I was...
map is definitely yeah, I'll get your take on it. I've been talking the whole time. Lay it on us.
Okay. Well, I was actually pleased with that beginning. I felt pretty good with the first, 10 or 15 minutes. Not finding a town until half an hour in, not so much. All the exploration I was doing, I was finding reds and star wyverns and green dragons and blue dragons, and I was getting amazing runs from them, but I just couldn't kill anything for 25 minutes.
Yeah, it did seem like it was one of those maps where it was almost like a bottleneck situation where the only way you could go from the castle was up there to the northeast, and it kind of wrapped around. Yeah. And every time you guys died, you ended up having to kind of retrace the same area of the map just to get back to where all the new areas were, and there was just nothing there. There were no towns. So, and if there were a lot of those big monsters, like you just said, it's kind of like a bottleneck. You got to walk through there every time. It's ugh.
And that first
who's going to get through?
Yeah, that first gatekeeping zone to the northeast of Tangel, just past the swamp, I actually got pretty lucky with that because I only hit red dragons a couple times in that zone. But yeah, all the way down to Rimildar, all the way over to Cantlin and Breckenary. I'm assuming BlueLobstah went south first and found Garanum and got the armor first.
About 20 minutes before you.
Yeah,
was it that much? Okay.
That's usually what happens when I lose a seed like this.
Yeah, I didn't think it was quite that much, but yeah, he definitely got it first. That was a factor for sure. Yeah, it was a tough seed just overall. And then, it probably didn't matter so much, but what was the thought process once you ended up getting cursed by the death necklace there?
The first thought was, do I forfeit? No, because that's an option because, I'm stuck with 60 HP. You can roll with that sometimes.
Yeah.
But not...
You had seen Breckenary, so it is possible to get uncursed.
Yes.
But then you lose it forever, of course, if you ever need it. But
yeah, my second thought was taking it to Breckenary because I'd found Breckenary. It wasn't that far away.
I was thinking, it's far from the castle, though. My first thought was we have to get rid of it or reset because you can't just, if you die, and you're not welcome back there.
Right. So I opted to take the reset because I just reset just having completed the gold grind. Having found the armor, I didn't need to waste money buying the magic armor, so I could buy the silver shield and then pick up a little bit extra cash around Garanum and pick up the flame sword. The only reason I took that grind was because it's I'm 100% behind by probably a decent margin. So if it takes me 2 minutes to add that extra defense on top of the hand axe or the broadsword, which is what I bought the first time, I'm gonna do it. Just so I can kill things faster.
So it was like a half an hour in or so when you started feeling like you were behind because just a lot of unkillable enemies and stuff like that. So like you said, the start went pretty well. You guys grinded up to level 6 or 7 pretty easily.
It was actually pretty fast. I was feeling pretty good about that. I don't necessarily feel behind depending on the map. If it takes me more than half an hour to find my first town. But, just after walking around and just not being able to progress, mid-game grinds on the overworld, late-game grinds on the overworld, if you see me doing them, it is because I feel I have exhausted every other option available to me.
Understandable, yeah. And I think BlueLobstah is
Yes.
joining us as well. GG on your run.
Thank you, and GG to you too, Synth.
Yeah, GG.
Yeah, I just lucked out with the metal slimes, and
I got one early on.
but yeah, it was just a gauntlet.
Yeah. Well, that's how this rando works a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did both get your first metal slime at about the same time, actually, and then BlueLobstah ended up getting a few more after that. But they were popping up here and there, but it was like, yeah, it's just one of those things.
Yeah, I assume something like that may have been in play. And I assume BlueLobstah that after you found keys, you continued going south and found Garanum and Hawksness, whereas I continued to the west and beyond and found Brickanary and Cantlin.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I actually, what did I do?
So yeah, that explains the 20 minutes it took me to circle back around and pick up the armor.
Yeah, I grabbed the coordinates in Cantlin, ended up dying and checking out the swamp cave under Tantagel, and found that there was pretty much nothing on the. Actually, I don't know if I ever got to the other side of it. I think I got
Absolutely nothing.
Yep.
Nada. Bupkis.
Zilch.
I feel like I've seen a bunch of
Dream
seeds where that happens. It's just an empty continent. I'm not sure why that happens sometimes, but
fortunately, it was very small. It took me maybe like 90 seconds tops to get through. Cover it all. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and then and you could just move on. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the exit has to go somewhere, right?
Indeed, in a seed like this, I'm hoping it's popping up in the back of Garanum, and with the chests in Garanum, that would have been super nice.
Yeah, that would have been great, wouldn't it?
A shortcut like that in a seed like this, good God. I also made a couple. I made a couple outright desperation plays. Like I tried to tank that blue dragon in Hawksness on 81 HP because technically with the API I had, it was doable with good rolls, and I'm running out of options. The only other option is to go all the way back to the castle and chance the spike tile and swamp, which I hadn't checked, which was even worse.
Yeah, that I found out the hard way.
Yeah, so I ended up. So when you go northeast of the castle and through the swamp and circle around down into that desert, you had green dragons and dodge knights and wizards, and you were pretty much damage breaking them by the time I got there. So yeah, I did an overworld grind to get hurt more, and then went and beat up armored knights until I got heal more. I was diving Sherlock for the sword when you got done. Because knowing something's on the spot, I knew I had to take the coin flip again.
Yeah, I was just counting myself really lucky that. Oh yeah, I know I botched the gold grind at least twice. I think it was at least twice.
I accidentally put on the death necklace at one point and had to take a reset.
Yeesh.
Fortunately, that was only a 3 or 4 minute time loss. Because I had to make the walk back to pick up some gear and then back to Garanum a second time. But I mean, like usually when you do something like that, you basically just lost the race.
So, LordoftheSynth, your tournament is coming to a close. I guess I don't know if I forget if you're someone that enjoys the chaos seeds and that sort of thing, and maybe looking forward to Winter League play instead. Or I don't know. Can't remember if you're a fan of the chaos.
In general, actually, I kind of like it, despite the fact that it's extremely unbalanced. I think it plays to one of my strengths in that I'm usually pretty good about ferreting out where I can possibly grind. With the caveat that that spot with the green dragons, etc., was in the back of my head for like 15 minutes, but I decided to exhaust all my other available options before doing that. I mean, maybe I'll join it, but honestly, think I've had my fill of the variants in this rando.
Understandable right now. And BlueLobstah, you're going to be moving on to the third round of the bonus brackets. I believe your opponent's going to be Sparkover.
Oh. I'll... My
CB.
first thought was something bridge.
Yeah. There were a couple of spots where you guys had 7 or 8 bridges on the screen in this game, too. It was kind of amusing. But yeah, we'll look forward to that race upcoming. If anybody wants to follow these runners, I'm sure we have links and that sort of thing for you guys. It was a very good, I mean, this was not an easy seed, so you guys did a nice job with it for sure.
It was definitely not easy.
It was not a friendly one.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I freely admit I'm salty about this. You know, I'm not actually mad about it because it's like my race against Angel where I just couldn't get started through circumstances largely beyond my control. I'm like, okay, this is an RNG gauntlet I'm running. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, I remember watching Sparkover's race, and she had a rough time dealing with the seed as well, if I remember right, at least. So she'll likely be looking for blood for that one, and that's where I'll get curb stomped and be ending my tournament run. But either way, I'm looking forward to the match, and this was again, you've clearly got an excellent base of knowledge for the randomizer, at least, Synth, and I mean, you did
certainly
really great in your first match.
Yeah, I mean, this is the sort of thing that happens. It was a hard seed, and you played it better than I did. So GG.
GG to you too, Synth.
I mean,
GG.
Yeah,
With that, I guess we're probably going to wrap it up, guys. Thanks again for a great race. We were all highly entertained. And special thanks to the restreamers here at the SpeedGaming Network for putting this on. Our tracker for tonight, NYC Guy, and the Seawolf, co-commentator, if you're still there. Any more thoughts?
Like I said, just a really kind of rough map seed. Made rougher by a lot of enemies' abilities in the mid-game, right in that spot we had to walk through every single time in the desert, in the swamp.
Yeah,
so
it's definitely like I find this rando interesting just because like it's such a variety of seeds, like the different types of challenges you run into. But yeah, and sometimes it's just kind of brutal, which today looked like it was on the more difficult side. But we have plenty of more races. There's one tomorrow, and then of course next week starts a new round. There'll be races probably almost every day for us to catch up on and watch. Many of them will be here on the SpeedGaming Network, so everybody make sure you follow the channels and try and keep up with when those races will be scheduled and come back for more Dragon Warrior Randomizer. So I think that's going to do it. Have a good rest of your night, everybody. See you next time.